Universal Connection Radio. Tune into the frequency.
And now we are continuing our beautiful conversation with Mary Dusina, our own personal star shaman. Hi again, Mary.
Thank you again, and the blessings to you and your beautiful audience. And I thank you all in advance for the energy that you're radiating out, both from yourself and generating your own hope and the encouragement medicine and your own gifts of encouraging others and adding humor and adding a dash of excitement and a dose of possibility out there to all the people that fate and destiny has lined up for you to dance with this year. And
Yes.
I would like to suggest to you, because it's a new year, we're still doing this in January, in the Aquarian season, I'd like to suggest to you that not only do our emotions teach us and our drivers, and sometimes the thunder of our personality, but we also have the cleansing rain of our stimulated thoughts and our ancient ways of being able to navigate around that road under construction in our life, and that person that seems to be kind of stuck, hopefully temporarily, in being a victim instead of wanting to rise up and be victorious. So, yeah, we'll have all of those, and every year that comes about, there's going to be high tide and low tide. And I want to speak to you about that visually with the eclipse that we were talking about coming forth in March. It doesn't just happen in March. It's the driver of the first half of 2016, the accelerator, if you will. And I want to talk for a moment for the signs about the drivers.
Absolutely.
So Mars opens up 2016 also alchemically in the water sign of Scorpio. And so we have Pisces eclipses, we have coming in, we have certain planetary dances, Neptune taking place in Pisces, Chiron, known as the wounded healer, telling us where we need to focus our healing is at soul level, so perhaps doing some therapeutic appointments with Reiki, with people that know how to bring up your chi, working with essences of the herbals, Jupiter being in Virgo, being able to understand that the food that you eat is also a part of the fuel for your physical vehicle, which ultimately affects your psychological nature and your thought power, because it's going into your electrical system. I mean, it's literally, you know, in the martial arts, your chi, when you're going into both Ayurvedic and traditional Chinese medicine, the tara, or the furnace, or the stomach, digestion, assimilation, elimination, that furnace of the body where you're assimilating and taking, hopefully, nutrients in, more live food is going to help you in 2016. Jupiter is a driver. It's an accelerator known as the great expansive, if you will, good fortunata, celestial influence. So it brings forth the good. It expands. It expands. So it's in Virgo. So the earth signs of Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn are put on alert by the opportunity celestial antenna saying your better days are ahead of you by you really seizing the moment. Instead of just talking or complaining or being self-critical, you need to put boots on the ground and think about what you're putting in your mouth, and are you putting in your mouth emotional impulse-based eating, or are you putting in your mouth things that are really going to start giving you live fuel energy? So I don't care if you have Fritos, and I don't care if you've been in a pattern of just eating frozen dinners, and if you look at the ingredient list on broccoli versus a frozen dinner,
yes,
and you might see 4 food items and like 15 chemical additives to that just to preserve it. You know, if you just start saying to yourself, okay, from now until March, let's start with baby steps. From now until March, since Jupiter, the planet that's bringing me the best aspect of holistic living and holistic spirit, mind, body congruency and harmony, a hallowed harmony of both my spirit, my mind, my mental body, my ability to think and ascertain and discern and make viable good choices without allergy-based migraine headaches and feeling sluggish because I ate too many sweets or too many carbs. It does affect the physical firing of the vehicle. So for the first part of this year, if we start thinking about, I'm going to shop on the innermost circle of that Whole Foods market or that grocery store. I'm going to stay away from a lot of the frozen canned stuff, and I'm going to go to the perishables, because why are they perishable? They're alive.
They're natural.
Enzymes.
It's
natural. The enzymes are there. They're there.
And if you can't, what is the saying? If you
can't pronounce it,
don't eat it.
Yeah, or if you can't pronounce it, take your phone and look it up. You've got your smartphones addicted to you anyway, and you addicted to it, so pull out that smartphone, type that ingredient, propylene glycol, that you can't pronounce, hydrolyzed yeast and MSGs and aspartame and aspartate and things like that. Type that in to your phone and just type this in so you can be really neutral, like a Libra. Benefits, and contradictions of.
Yes.
So you're being very neutral. You're not saying, what are the bad things about propylene glycol, food-based antifreeze? What are the bad things about that? Instead, you're not taking it with a prejudicial approach. You're typing in benefits and contraindications of, and type it in.
You're giving it the benefit of the doubt.
Absolutely. Well, I like open-minded skeptics.
I do too.
So Virgos, Taurus, and Capricorn, and back to reference to the first part of the show, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, feminine signs. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, magnetic, feminine-based operators. They're drivers. Those are the drivers for the first 3 months of this year, regardless of our sign. And here's why it's important to everybody out there. In your when I cast and interpret an astrological birth chart, you may be Pisces, I may be Scorpio, but that's just the sign that goes first. That's the gate that opens it up to your chart. That's just the gate. I'm walking in Scorpio, I'm walking in Pisces. You're opening the door to a Pisces outer consciousness. Okay, but we all have every one of those 12 signs positioned on our own personal wheel. So when I'm talking to you about a Pisces eclipse, the area, when you want to get into specificity in your chart, Pisces in your chart is going to get radiated and lit up by the eclipse supernatural forces of grace in March.
Which will affect you.
Yes, absolutely. And that house and those planets that it interacts with when this current 2016 Pisces solar eclipse vibrates, it's going to be sending those vibrational abundance points into your own personal chart. So for me, if I've got Pisces at the top of my chart in the 10th house, it has everything to do with why I do the work I do, how I say what I say, where I choose to plant my boots going forward on the ground, and with whom. There's my discernment.
Yes.
There's my discernment. And those people that are strictly into it for profit, or those people that are strictly into it to market it just for self-gain and self-advantage, don't interest me. If it's not win-win, I'm not playing the game.
I agree. Completely.
Now, that's my spiritual anchor. You see, that's my spiritual anchor, because Pisces and Virgo are resonating mutable signs this year, and here's what everybody's being given as far as their soul homework. Pisces and Virgo are the signs being stimulated this year. Pisces and Virgo are opposite each other, therefore they complement each other. Virgo's all about doing it the right, healthy, disciplined way, do it right the first time. And the shadow to that is criticism of others or self, and the collapsing energy of being judgmental and critical and carping and just picking at it all the time instead of just, doing it.
Right.
Spending too much time analyzing it, spending too much time criticizing somebody else's methods. Well, take the ball and run with it yourself, Hoss. Okay, Pisces is the cosmic Santa Claus. Pisces people, when you come in as a Pisces, when you come into the Pisces season each year, so annually from about February 20th and to March 20th, 21st, every year, regardless of your sign, that's the Pisces celestial season. And in that season, and if you've come in as a Pisces or a Pisces rising or a Pisces moon, or you're in a relationship with a Pisces in a significant way, Pisces is about, where are you a cosmic Santa Claus? Your job is to give without thought of return right now.
Yes, always.
So Pisces becomes the superconscious conduit for healing. Pisces is, you can go into the internal waters of the ancientness and the all-knowing aspects of your beingness, that spark of God that breathes life into you, however you want to define him or her this lifetime, you have access to that. Why? Why is that a reality? Because something moved living waters into you. Something animated your cells to form and grow the seed in the garden. Something animated you to be in that earth suit.
No matter what you'd like to label it, it's
spirit having a human experience. We've learned as we grew up from little babies, we're called humans.
Yes, exactly.
Why
are we called humans?
Right, that's our label. But the reality is, we are spirit. We're some kind of spiritual soul essence for a while as we walk this world, encased in this body. I don't think we're limited to just this.
No.
That's my personal thing.
I don't think so either.
Right. But we are spirit currently having an earthly walkabout. There's a reality, regardless of what label you want to put on it, Catholic, Jewish, agnostic, whatever. Doesn't matter. Your essence, your spirit, there's a fuel, there's a fire, there's a radiance.
It's energy,
there's a radiance. Okay.
It's
and
source
some people,
energy.
Absolutely. There you go.
Yeah.
Your divine downloads are available at all times, 24/7.
Yes.
Okay. So Pisces is saying to us, rather than me focusing on what life should be giving me, what I should be handed, how come I'm not getting this or that? I deserve it. Wah, 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 wah.
Right.
Pisces is about saying, well, if you want more, here's your formula. Go give more. And yes, you need to be discerning. You need to use your skill craft of discernment so you're not casting pearl before swine, so they're not slapping the hand that feeds it. You're not being disrespected. You're not being emotionally or psychologically abused, because the shadow of Pisces energy is, why are you walking a mile to get your feelings hurt again?
I'm laughing.
Pisces is the resonant physician of the soul. They are, think Edgar Cayce. He went into a trance and was able to give medical, Virgo, correct herbal diagnosis in a trance. He went into the dream world. He went into multifaceted reality. He was known as the sleeping prophet. He's a Pisces.
Yes.
And he did that. Okay, Virgos make some of the best phlebotomists and endodontists and doctors and veterinarians. Virgos are your hands-on physical, or nutritionists. Yeah, they're the ones that want to perfect. Wait a minute, let me read that blood test again. Wait a minute, let me start feeding my dogs food-based nutrition instead of trusting greed-for-profit companies that are putting junk in their food.
Exactly.
And Virgos will be your whistleblowers. Virgos will say, oh, no. That's hurting the cats and dogs and fish and birds. So they'll be your environmental advocates. They'll get out there and go really, and this year we're going to hear a lot about water. Snowstorms and ice and polluted toxic water and the Fukushima and the other nuclear situations that are affecting the death of the starfish. Pisces is, in Greek mythology, Poseidon.
Yes.
The oceanic. So the mysteries of the deep. Okay,
the
now.
The watcher of the ocean.
Exactly. But our soul is the ocean of consciousness within us. So also, Pisces is calling to all of us saying, yo, people of the mermaid kingdom, mermaid flow. There's high tides and low tides, tides in, tides out. You don't have to wait.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait to get yourself trapped into a lagoon, or you don't have to wait and just hope that some pirate comes and discovers you and gives you, a human fish romance here, Ariel. There is oceans of emotions and oceans of consciousness, and this year says, especially for the first 3 months of 2016, stop playing it on the surface. Stop limiting by just working with your physical eyes. You better be listening to and understanding and understand how blessed you are to be involved with your eyes of the heart. And I'm talking about EYE, and I'm talking about capital I, the I am.
The I am.
The I am all that is.
Yes.
And as the First Nations people say, I am all that is. Aho. Amen. So it's about I am in the center of this universe, and it is pouring forth from me, the good, bad, ugly. It is being risen up as a tide from within me. So if you are a fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, masculine electrical signs, or the air signs, where we are right now, Aquarius, happy birthday Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. These are our cerebral wordsmiths. These are our idea people. These are the drivers that have to do with the mental world, and these are the drivers that write it down, rearrange the life script, direct the play in the theater of your life, start to come in and give you themes. Do you need more humor in your life? Really? Why don't you start laughing and taking things lightly? There's your Gemini, Libra, Aquarius stuff.
Yes.
Do you need to be like, I forget her name, but the blue gal in the first movie of Avatar, that wonderful warrior in the celestial realms, the blue gal in Avatar? I see you, and I know your energy. That's what we're in right now. We're in Aquarius season. So it's what cause do you want to champion, both with yourself? Let's get that one out of the way because everybody thinks about themselves. What cause do you need to become more of a hero or a champion with yourself? And then what can you do to pay it forward in kindness, random acts of kindness and tithing your energy? If right now you feel limited financially, you can tithe a smile, you can open a door, you can say something nice to someone, you can feed an animal running on the highway to keep it from getting hit. You can do those things, and they don't have to cost you a lot of money.
No, absolutely not.
So it's about the spirit, the essence. When I say spirit, it's an essence, and it's a summoning of the energy like a blue genie coming out of the magic lamp. Abracadabra. I create, I speak, and it creates. So I'm rubbing that golden lamp. Here comes the genie, the blue genie, so Aquarian, comes up and says, your wish is my command. That's your subconscious.
Yes, it is.
So Pisces is saying to you right now, I'm calling to you. I'm calling to you. I'm going to activate in March. And regardless of what sign you are, I am a feminine, magnetic, celestial compass, and I'm calling you to the waters of your own depths. So right now, the Pisces part of your chart is saying, I hold the key. I am the vision. I'm going to come in your dreams, and I'm going to be there in your meditations. Disconnect from your techno cyber worlds, please.
Pay
2 or 3 times a week.
Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to that little voice. Pay attention to those feelings.
This is the planetary thunder. The big changes in March are coming for the world. Now, the drivers right now also, where we need to put on some brakes, Saturn's in Sagittarius. Saturn is where we need to slow down because we're coming to an intersection.
Okay.
And we need to pause for the cause. It's in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is opposite Gemini. So Gemini people and Sagittarian people right now need to shut off the mind and monitor how much they're wanting to be in denial or avoid what they need to put boots on the ground and correct or add more discipline and not keep. Geminis and Sagittarians can avoid or rush out there to get distracted. There's some great things like music or exercise or being a physician or a lawyer or a detective. I get it. But they can get so caught up in the TikTok world. One of my great teachers, Stuart Wilde, hi Stuart on the other side, get caught up in the measurements of time or in the TikTok world that they're missing the magic of the moment because they're too caught up in their head.
Yes. Lost
in
it.
And they're missing what's right in front of them. That's the caveat for the Sagittarius Gemini aspects. And Pisces, they can float in the other world and have to be brought back here by their mates or the kids going, yo, come back here. I need you here right now. Where are you floating at? I'm meditating.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
And Virgo can get so caught up like Sheldon on Big Bang or Spock in Star Trek. You get so caught up in the minute details that it's like, do you have any feelings at all? Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So for now, as we're at the end of January and coming up to the new moon of February, now we're in the dynamics of the air sign of Aquarius. So right now, Aquarians and Leos, the fire sign and the air sign, Aquarius and Leo, it's a very strong time for them. Any of the events that are happening for an Aquarius or a Leo right now from January the 21st into February the 20th, everything's intense, whether it's happening in your household, with your animals, at work. Everything has a certain kind of a rider of intensity with it. It's like you're carrying around a little campfire, or you need to be smudged, or get your essential oils out, or clear your space, feng shui. Clear it. Yeah, clear it. Because Saturn in Sagittarius is saying, okay, you don't have to just get the sweetgrass and the sage and the cedar out and smudge or your frankincense oil. Go outside in nature. Your true nature, don't ever forget this, your true nature will be revealed to you when you get out in nature.
Yes. Oh,
so
isn't
if that's
that true?
By the lake, at the ocean's edge, staring at the beautiful forest, getting out in the mountains. Right now, in Northern Hemisphere, if it's winter, understanding be safe in the snow and in the storms, be respectful, prep.
Yes.
So you're not frustrated and in your head about, I should have bought this and this and that. You know, look at how nature is giving you her omens. Snow and lots of inches of snow is about you need to snuggle in place, recognize and be grateful for anything that's warm.
Yes.
And nutritionally, you need to go to the store when the snow melts and get yourself some mustard and some ginger, because whether you're working with powdered mustard or cayenne pepper or ginger, those are warming herbs and spices.
Yes.
So right now you're working with the turning of the wheel. But when we come to the new moon of February, as we come into the new moon of February, there's a delightful dance that's going to happen as January ends and February opens, and that's Mars, a driver, sending a lot of radiance and energy to Neptune right now in Pisces, because Mars is in Scorpio and Neptune's in Pisces. So when we think we're getting into a brain fog, Mars is coming along going, okay, I'm Mars, I'm a driver, we've turned the key, we're going forward. I'm going to reveal to you a great mystery. Your driving force right now is that which you desire. So the question for all of us to ask each other, because Mars retrogrades this year, and Mars is back and forth in Scorpio till June, the retrograde, and then it'll go on into Sagittarius. So Mars is saying to us, what are your desires, and what do you no longer desire? Where's the fire gone out, and why? Don't get so caught up in your head, though. Don't stay there. Don't stay there. Instead, get in touch with what does fuel you, what turns the key on for you again. And so when we come...
I'm sorry, I just to verify this, it's a time for retrospect?
It's a time for retrospect, January and up until February 8th.
Okay.
But Mars in Scorpio is the sign that's about the mysteries of sensuality, the mysteries of the power trips, the mysteries of why we're reaching out financially, why we're reaching out for personal validation with our personal allure, our sexuality, our sensuality. The big power trips in an earthly incarnation are money and sex.
So true.
I mean, they drive people. They just drive people. Do you like me? Am I attractive? Do you want me? And because you want me, I want this. So that kind of dynamic that goes on. And it's also about what makes us feel validated and good if we're making the money from our skills or our job, or people saying, okay. Too many people measure their worth, their true worth, by either just their sensual appeal or their desirability or how much money they're making or not. Okay, again, two types of energy, that which rises or lifts you up and that which collapses you or feels heavy. Exactly. So when we get to the Chinese New Year of the fire monkey on February the 8th, monkey ties in very close with the energetics of the sign Aquarius. Be bold. Your unique signature matters now. Be inventive. If you've got an idea and you want to invent it and bring it into a creation, rock it. Rock it. Yeah. So monkey is thinking outside of the box, as people say, being, the Captain Kirk going to boldly go where no man has gone before. Our female avatar, shaman warrioress in her world, in that first, the World Tree, the first Avatar movie, the guy's crippled in his world, in third dimension. He gets over into her world. He's got his legs.
I know.
And he becomes her comrade over the other creature that looks just like her, that loved her, that was supposed to be her mate, the other blue guy. But she is the shaman. She is the warrior. She's telepathic with the animals and the creatures and the world tree. She gets it. She knows it. She's the knower.
Yes.
All right, Aquarius's symbol is I know. So here's what I'm asking everybody. We're in Aquarius season, so regardless of your sign, Aquarius is being radiated by the solar forces now, saying, I'm sending you light and radiance into the Aquarian section of your chart. If you're Aquarius, lots of light on you. If you're a Leo, you're plowing through your shadows and the things that you fear. And you're getting over that. You're getting over that. Time to look at that.
Okay.
So when we come to the new moons, so 3 days before a new moon, is a balsamic moon, and it's the phase where you're to cast forth your wishes and your intentions. So you're planting mystical seeds into the garden of delights of that which you wish to affirm and manifest. So February 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, bingo, there's the new moon. There's the fuel and the launch pad of the month of February. The new moon is that which you want to stimulate in your life and lend energy to and put your boots on the ground and be a soldier of fortune in that arena, in that area. So the Aquarian energy vibrates very strongly because at a new moon, the sun and the moon marry, as the ancient magi said. They marry. The sun and the moon are in the same sign. At the full moon, they oppose, they separate. Mm-hmm. And that's when we get to see the glitches. That's when we need to see who or what needs to be reined in or understood more thoroughly. So right now, as we end up January, the new moon is calling to us. On the 31st of January, all signs, the moon will be in Scorpio, but for all signs, especially Capricorns, Libras, Cancer, Aries, there's a bit of a challenge in the celestial atmosphere. There's a little bit of planetary thunder on the evening of Saturday, the 30th of January, and up until about 9 or 10 o'clock at night. Does that make the whole day bad? No. Do you let that rule your life? No. I'm just giving you a little bit of a weather forecast here.
Right.
Mercury, our communication features, how we say what we say and what we mean when we say it, is going to clash with or get into a little bit of a gunfight with the rebel within us, Uranus and Aries. So here's what I want to say to you about that weekend, the 30th and the 31st. Be aware of what you say what you mean, and mean what you say.
Okay.
So do not be cavalier with your words. Do not cut people. Sarcasm, when you take it back to its Latin roots, means to tear or to rip flesh. It will do more damage than you would have ever intended if you're cutting or hurtful or overly critical or scathing. Your words have power. Thoughts are things. They
Yes.
create actions and reactions. So
true.
I'm giving you some advice as we come into the 30th and 31st of January. Kind of take people at their word. I'm kind of look at them and say, it's something, try not to take it too personally, but if it seems to hit you like an arrow hitting your bullseye, then say to them, I want to make sure I understand. Is there something I'm missing? Can you say that? Can you say that to me a different way? Because I want to make sure I understand. Did I do something to maybe inadvertently hurt your feelings, or did I miss the point?
Mindful.
Yes.
Mindful with things.
There you go.
Mary, we are running out of time. I can't believe I'm enjoying this so much. I can't wait to have you on again. I would also, before we go, like to say that you have a website where people can have personal readings. You're a woman of many, many talents.
Thank you.
That's marydusina.com, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. And people can contact you there. But I'd also like to tell our listeners that we are open on UCR. If you have any general questions, we're not doing personal readings on UCR, but any general questions you may have, you can post them on our webpage, Facebook page, which is Universal Connection Radio. So please feel free to ask Mary some questions.
And also on my Facebook page, the public one is Cosmic Cowgirl.
Wonderful.
Or Cosmic Conditions. Yeah, you can get on that too.
Cosmic Cowgirl. I like that. Mary, thank you so much.
Bless you, and
awesome.
I applaud your audience, and I certainly from my heart give thanks to all of us that endeavor to do the work of hallowed light.
Yes. And
our Creator, and to remain ever gratitude, in gratefulness, gratitude, and kindness. If you choose the path of kindness, you're always going to make the right choice.
I agree. Absolutely. Thank you again, Mary.
Bless you, Roxanne.
We'll talk soon. Next month?
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Now that's encouragement to you from the planets and the stars. Begin the new year by getting rid of what has not been working for you and start planning what will. Remember, your feelings correspond with your frequency. Over and out from UCR.